Hey, how you doing? J. Allen Poe, Poe Frazier, however y'all want to call me. Y'all know me as
Timothy
Poe.
Forbes.
Got my brother here, Timothy Forbes, with me right now.
Snap out the phone. You know.
Snap out the funk. If you remember the first video, that's I shouted them out, and this is the young gentleman that has Snap out the funk right now. Yes, and Poe Fitness was good. Always got to stay fit. All right, so we are back here for part two, giving you guys exactly what you guys want to hear and need to hear. So we did part one. I gave my little experience on how exactly the discernment of love is and how exactly this whole topic will be about. Um, Now, moving forward, I have how to use the discernment of love. I will come in very shortly right after my brother, after he speaks his piece on how to use the discernment of love specifically. But other than that, I'll come in with my piece, and then we're going to go ahead and close out the show from there. But I'm gonna go ahead and let him speak. But first, I have to ask a few questions, of course, just like I ask
Okay.
um, anybody else that I want to just give their opinion. So, first question is,
hmm
have you ever been in love before?
Yes.
Okay. Um,
Most
now,
definitely.
okay. Now, have you ever fallen out of love before to the point where you say, no more love, is no such thing as love, all that?
With the flesh, yes. But no, because I always kept God in my life. Always. And I know God is love. So I can't really say I gave up my love. But yo, all the skin back in those days that I ran into contact with, yeah. That right there, I definitely was like, oh, forget it. I'm done.
Okay.
Absolutely done. Yeah.
All right, good. So, oh yeah, venue, backyard this time. Keeping it
Isn't
fresh.
the
I love
scenery
air.
nice?
Yeah, lots of cars.
Yeah.
Lots of cars. We're gonna hear that a lot, like a
Big, beautiful
whole
tree
lot.
in the back. I love trees.
Trees, you climb them. You know, you hunting them, stuff like that.
Okay.
All right, cool.
So what's your
So,
next question?
you're gonna ask me a question now. All right, go ahead.
No, no, I said what's your next question?
Oh no, those are the questions I had so far. I just wanted to go ahead and get those. There's always a two-question Q&A.
When it comes to the
That's it.
discernment of love,
Mhm.
when I think about love, I think about it in that fashion as well too. Loving somebody else, like a brother, a sister, um, a person that you never spent more than 5 minutes before, but you meet them in the middle of the street one day and exchange a few words, or you've shown something or seen something. Discernment of love is not just a fleshly factor, not at all. But it's something definitely that everybody needs. But me personally, how my skill, my I guess it's called how my fruit of the tree enhanced was through messing up. Messing up. What? Done a lot of good too as well, but through mistakes. And then from there, I always learn. I always take a step back. I learned from my grandfather. He always told me, said, "Take a step back, son. Look at what you're doing. Whatever you're doing, just stop. Right now, once you get to that point of like, a little overwhelmed, just stop. Just look back. Just look around and check things out. Do you approve of this? What's going on right here? What is that right there? Why is that like that? Why is that not covered? Like, look at everything. Look at everything. And when I even think about that, I just think about conversations with my father and him telling me, always, watch and pray. That's another way how my fruit of the tree when it comes to discernment enhanced, because I would watch and I would pray all the time. Keep God in my business.
Everybody else, I'm the fuck out of my
Yes,
business.
like leave me alone. Why you so quiet? Whatever.
Shut the
Anyway,
fuck up and get the fuck out my face.
leave me alone. But always get a
Sorry.
personal relationship with God. But even that also being said,
Okay.
cutting people off, I did that too. I became very, very solitude and isolated to myself. To
Mm.
myself.
Hmm.
Woo! I'm a friendly person. I was that guy that was just known to always have somebody around or know this person or who has this or who does this and everything. Anywhere I went. And I was just able to talk to people. People just came to me literally out of nowhere, absolutely doing nothing. People just come to me and talk to me. And then I got to that point of where I felt like okay, you know what? Screw this love. Screw love. Like, bump it. But I was just on the fleshy factor where I let that take over for a little bit and it overwhelmed me because you know how it is being young and in love and you're
Twisted you up.
a good guy. But you know what? I had it coming to me. Because even when I was in love, I was still messing that up. It was a learning step. Everybody goes through it. Everybody goes through it. But through going down in that downward spirit, I eventually crawled out. And then I learned the discernment of looking at things differently. It doesn't have to be this way. Then I actually started really understanding love. You know, once it was really just me and God, that's when I really started to understand it. Woo! So I really do appreciate actually how everything went. Thank you, Lord Jesus. Most definitely. But maybe, don't let me boss hog the conversation. I mean, what's up? How you feel about it? What's good?
No, you good. You good.
Okay.
Now, with all that being said, basically he just explained his two answers in a very his own way of what others call rambling, but to me, he's speaking from the heart, of course. But but now you explain your two answers, and we got a little bit of idea, basically on how you are and how you work or how you move within God as well. Now, how do you use your discernment of love then?
How do I use it now?
Yes, and this particularly, I would like to use, for example,
Okay.
you can go in different areas as you please, but how did you use your discernment of love with your first love? Or your real love, I should say. So, excuse me, your real love, yeah.
Okay. And you're asking a general question. You're not speaking on a woman or passion or anything.
Well, general and women.
General and women?
Yeah.
Well, right now when it comes to women, I don't have any. When I use my discernment of love, how I use it, I watch and pray. That's all I really do. To be quite honest with you. I'm not gonna say I don't go into anything and just act and just go head first and just dive in and fall off the cliff and just woo and just jump in there. But for the most part, sit back and quiet. And I look at it. I pray about it. And I'll engage when need be. But right now it's really not. I want it. Let me get back on topic. This is a touchy subject, ladies and gentlemen. Gotta be honest, as you all can tell. I use my discernment of love, honestly, to just instill hope. That's ever since I got on the path of being actually doing what God wants me to do, reaching out to people, talking to people. You know, don't be so quiet all the time. Give an opinion. You have plenty of beautiful ideas. You mean no harm. Just speak up. Talk to people sometimes. So I just talk to people. And that is how I use it. Simple as that put. Next question.
Okay, cool. Alright, so I'll go ahead and say mine, how I use mine. Now, mine's a little bit same, but at the same time different, being used. And I'll use a general and I'll do a love, of course. Now, general will be specific. basically within you first. When you're using your discernment, you can't just use it. You probably don't even know what it is. Basically, just put it like that. You don't even know what it is until you hear it the first time. When you hear it the first time, it starts to click, and it's like somebody just opened that key to the door, and you open that. Bam, discernment. Like, whoa, okay, I'm a little bit open. And where am I going now? And as you begin to use it, and you start to go on within that door, and you're starting to see everything a little bit just differently for the first time in your life. You're starting to see a little bit, things are just a little bit different. You start to feel something and everything around you just a little bit different. So, somebody comes up to you at a random moment, at the same time, simultaneously just happening to you, and you just see somebody talking to you, and you feel this presence, and for example, they could be like, hey, do you have 50 cents by any chance, or the case may be, trying to get this soda, and you're like, well, you feel that energy off of them saying, oh, man, he ain't gonna give me them 50 cents, man, I owe this, he owe me money anyway, you better give me this 50 cents, and you get that energy off of them. It's like, whoa, okay, I'll go ahead and gladly go ahead and give you that 50 cents. Plus, here you go. Here's an extra 50. Here's $1. Okay. Just take the whole dollar. You know what I'm saying? Just take it. And all that feeling is just changes a little bit different because they always thought of something different about you, and now you was able to feel that and think that from them. You was able to reverse that negative into a positive. And now, since that positivity has been passed on, y'all can share that love. Y'all can share that love with each other now. Yeah. So, now as y'all doing the sharing, of course, two people become more kindred with each other. Conversations grow. You start to speak to them a little bit more and more. As you speak, you talk to others, people that they're associated with, and you start to feel like, hey, these are very general, cool people. And they're very cool. I was feeling a certain way. They was feeling a certain way. Now everything's squared away. Okay, cool. That would be in general. Cool. Yeah. Okay. It all ended within love, positivity. Okay. Now, that was a small general, not nothing too major. Now, being in love with somebody, how to use that specifically. Okay, let's take that little first part that I was explaining about walking through the same door, and you're doing the same thing within this in love. But at the same time, you can't just jump into it because now somebody is tugging your strings. Those strings are your feelings. And as they're tugging on your strings and you're tugging on those feelings, especially if it's the right ones, all of a sudden you're growing now. You're starting to be a little bit more friendlier than last time. You're starting to be a little bit more nicer and be a little bit more conversational than last time. All right, so for you to be knowing for sure that, okay, is this a person that I could grow to love with? Of course, you have to sit down with yourself and say, do I love myself? Secondly,
very true.
You have to sit back and say, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and do this. Hey, can I talk to you real quick, ma'am? I just want to take just 2 minutes of your time. It ain't gonna take too much problem. I just gotta get it off my chest. That's your confidence. Now you done build your confidence up. You done got your little, hate to use the word, but swagger. You done got your little swagger going up into it. And as you begin to go ahead and feel your stroll, everything changes. The more confidence you put in yourself, the more everything changes. The more your words and your sentences come out more confident. It's not, maybe he parked over there. And it turns into that, he parked right there. Yeah, the green car, right there, 4-door. Okay, thank you.
Very detailed, very straight to the point. Yeah.
Straight to the point. You become a little bit more bold. Some people are bolder than others. But, you just become a little bit more bold, more straightforward, a little bit sarcastic, but not too much, depending on how you are in general, period. You may not become that sarcastic, but you're going to catch yourself being very sarcastic because you know for confidence, and through that confidence, nobody ain't going to touch you. Nobody going to say nothing to you.
There's going to be a certain level of cockiness.
Yeah, you got to control that cockiness. Yeah,
you're going to have
to. Confidence.
It's your ego.
It's your ego.
Talk to your ego.
Yeah, calm him down first.
Yeah.
But moving forward, relax. Down.
Heel, what?
Down.
Shit.
Hey. But moving forward, that's how you usually get it right there. You grow that confidence within yourself. Because now that you grow your confidence within yourself, you're able to eliminate the counters and the BS that will be thrown your way. And that's when you begin your faith in yourself first.
Yeah.
So you're building your confidence up. Now the person that's trying to speak with you was saying the nice things and pulling the strings, and then they said something so opposite. It was like, what? What? Why would you say that? Like,
there's some BS just come out your mouth.
Why would you? What?
Yeah. Like a side swipe.
For no reason.
What happened?
For no reason at all.
What?
And that's when your confidence start to counter that. Starts to knock that off. Like, yo, that's not how we move around. Or in other words, that is not how you think or how you approach certain situations. To put it in a more general term. Keep it clean. So other than that, I mean, that's how you usually start to counter. Start to counter the little misconceptions and the BS's and the perceptions of things, and start to rule out, okay, ain't no point in judging this person. I gotta stop judging.
Yeah.
Now your confidence is really going back up, and your discernment is really open at this time. And now you're able to decipher, okay, with that just little information right there, I already know where exactly they are and where their train or their wavelength is going to be going very soon. Very soon. And within that point, and then put in very straightforward words, I don't know how long you're going to be in my life. Good 48 hours I give you before you're completely cut off. Especially when you come with that negativity. But now, to keep it on point.
And that's not being a jerk, ladies and gentlemen. That's not being a creep. That's not being mean. That's not being an asshole. That is...
I say this to everybody that has ever been in my life, especially you. If you're not there to bring politics, and this is the clean version, remember, this is the clean version. I said very differently. Very differently. Of course, you could plug that in your own minds later on. But I tell them, look, you cool, you straight, bro, or you good, girl, whatever the case, blah, blah, blah. But do not bring negativity in my life. If you bring negativity in my life, you will be cut out. No second chances. But of course, I still have that second chance within me opening, because within my faith, I believe everyone does change at some point in their time in life, and they do grow up. And they do begin to be just a little bit more as you with their life and their discernment and within their faith. Now you're in your faith. And as you begin to grow, as you begin to use that confidence to grow within your faith, you still have that love that was number one all the time. And just like how he spoke earlier, observing and praying. You put all that together, your discernment is on 24/7. And you begin to pray, if you do pray, or for others, meditate. But at the same time, we're still keeping on praying. So, begin to pray. That's when you begin to see things shifting in a certain way. You start to see things shifting where you can see it literally 3 days ago. And you just start building up. And most of the times, you got to use your discernment. Your stomach of love to be like, hey, I'm sorry. You're cool. Or just giving the notion like, look, man, you can't be in my life anymore. Can't do it. And on top of that, to bring it back out of the general and back into the in love part, you could be talking to a person that actually knows what they're talking about. That's actually on the same level as you. That's fully connected within you and on you within a matter of seconds. And it's not on, same hobbies or same, what's the hobbies, whatever. Same thing routine, I like, color.
Gotcha.
Everything's different from the routine, because this one is very different. This one is really somebody, of course, who me personally, if you don't believe in God, I don't know why we're talking in the first place. So, if you could hit that on the nail, and then on top of that, you express your love for God, and you express your relationship with God, with me, and I'm using my discernment to be like, okay, Lord, guide me. And I see it that you are completely tell me the truth, because my discernment of love is able to be always truthful, never dishonest, always be real with the person.
Yeah.
So as I'm doing that,
So,
and exactly, as I'm doing that, I'm seeing you are telling the truth, whether this is general or in love, you're telling the truth down the line. I can't help but to fully believe you now, because I got the confirmation from my father within my relationship with God. He gave me that confirmation. He emailed me. It's like, good to go. Keep that person. Remain patient. All right. It's not on a string along, keep them in your life. It's actually, you have already built that connection, that foundation already. Just keep growing with the person. And there is no wrongs. Of course, you're not going to know any wrongs with the person your discernment is fully connected with, because you already know the wrongs. You ain't going to even do it, not even think about it. And they not going to do it and not even think about it, because for some reason, y'all have not argued yet. For some reason, yeah, it's a disagreement, it's a debate, but for some reason, y'all laughed that off. But y'all still got your points across to the point that y'all respect each other so deeply and so well, it's already there. So all you got to do is just keep moving, keep growing. That's it. But that's how you use your specific discernment of love. Love of God, confidence, faith. Once you get into your faith and you fully confident within yourself and within your relationship with dude up there, I mean, that's just me. That's just how I see it. There's a lot more, of course.
yeah, most definitely.
That's a lot more. Part 3 will be on the way, of course. But it's a lot more. But I just gave you a brief summary. It was still lengthy. A lengthy summary.
I'm ready. I'm just ready to go again.
Yo, it's very beautiful.
Again.
It's a very beautiful thing. Very awesome thing.
Oh yeah.
Very awesome love. Beautiful love. That could be used for general and used for in relationship or
life, finances, relation,
life.
people, yourself, relationship with God, everything, absolutely everything. Trouble, wrong, sin, stuff you need to stay away from. Not just all the sugar, just some salt and some yeah, everything. But it's absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Most definitely. One thing I gotta say before we leave out of here: make good decisions. Your decisions decide your destiny. Alright? And also, when it comes to your destiny, it's not all about you. Your destiny isn't just tied to just you. Think about other people as well. 1 second. Your destiny could actually also even be tied to somebody that's despicable to you, or who has control of your destiny. That's what I wanted to get to right here. I was looking for my notes. Leviticus 20:9. Your decision does not only belong to you. Your destiny does not just include you, but it's tied to other people's destinies as well. Alright, so make good decisions. Think about it. Engage. Think about it. Pray. Make good decisions. Have a good one. Timothy Forbes. My boy. Yeah, and post snap out the phone.
Oh, fitness.